Cortex is a workflow-based data cleansing solution that is the ultimate tool in improving the quality of your contact data. As it's built on the leading 360Science data platform MatchIt, Cortex is easy to use yet with deeply customizable matching, address verification, parsing, and standardization. This all delivers quality results while providing the most accurate view of your data for analysis. In this video, we'll be using Cortex to process some data through the address verification and matching tools before examining the various reports and results they've created. Inside of Cortex, you can see the workflow canvas and the various data cleansing and manipulation tools that can be dragged onto the canvas to build your workflow before processing your data. You can set up a workflow by dragging the various tools that you want onto the canvas, configuring them, and then dragging the output from each task as an input for the next task. In the data input tasks, I'll be using the Excel spreadsheet input tool to connect to my data. You can see that by dragging the task onto the workflow, I can now configure it and point it at my data file. Now I can drag an address verification task onto the workflow and connect it downstream of the input task. This will pass the input file to the address verification task. Cortex will automatically detect the input mappings based on the column headers, but otherwise you can configure them via the drop-down menu. Here you can see the option to enable reporting for this task. This passes the address verification processing statistics to the summary report for preview or printing. A reporting option is also available in the matching task. In the Output tab, we can see the columns of data that could be passed directly to one of the data output tasks, but we are going to use the verified addresses in the deduplication task. Although matching will work very well with unverified address data, verified addresses improve the automatic match rate. Now I'm going to drag a matching task onto the workflow and connect it downstream of the address verification task. You can see in the Settings tab the various matching level options, which dictate whether you want one record per person, family, or company, and the matching methods that specify how you want to find the matches. You can customize the matching even further in the advanced settings of the matching tasks. Unlike conventional solutions that use extended match keys, MatchIt uses high-level keys to compare records with a much greater degree of tolerance of errors and then allocates a match score using all of the relevant data in these records. In this video, we'll be using the out-of-the-box AI-driven smart matching that allows Cortex to automatically figure out what to do based on the nature of your data and the level you're matching at. You can see as we have contact and address data mapped in that it's suggested that we want to do individual level matching. You can also match at different matching levels in the same matching step. We can now output the matching groups that will be created during the matching step and write out the resulting deduped file. Now that our workflow is configured to meet our requirements, we can save the workflow for this job so that we can open it later for any adjustments and rerun, for example, from the command line. This workflow can then also be shared with other users of Cortex. Let's run the job. You can see the progress of the job while it steps through the workflow in the console pane. Now that the address verification has finished, we can look at the summary report it has created. While looking at these results specifically, keep in mind that we are using fictitious data created for demonstration purposes. Real address data would typically get a much higher match rate to the Royal Mail postal address file. Here we can see the total number of records that have had their addresses updated, or just the postcodes, depending on the grade of match to the Royal Mail data. We can also see how many addresses were verified as correct and didn't need any changes. Further down, we can see the count for each grade of address verification and a description of each. In the console, we can see that the matching processing has finished, so we can open the matching summary report. Here are the processing statistics and input record counts. We can also see the total number of potential duplicates and the percentage match rate. Here's a breakdown of how many potential matches were picked up by each match key, which were passed on to the scoring step for a more thorough comparison. During configuration, we set up two outputs from the matching tasks. The first is the matching groups. In this file, we can see records grouped together around a unique master record. This can be a matching pair or groups of more than two records. Let's take a look at this particular group. Unlike the many pseudo-phonetic routines that are around, Matchit's unique phonetic algorithm knows that these names sound alike, as do these. Matchit detects typing errors such as transpositions and omissions of letters. Its user-controllable dictionary of names indicates that Tony is short for Anthony. Matching company names is especially difficult for other matching solutions, but not for Matchit, which knows that company names are commonly represented by acronyms and words like systems are often omitted. You can see it brings together these two records, which matched on name and email, with these three, which matched on name and address. The second output from the matching task is the deduped data. Here we can see all the unique records that were output from the matching task. Further along are the addresses from our input file, which we can compare to the verified addresses to see what improvements were made. Cortex can also provide normalization functions. For example, it can split free-form names like these into title, first name or initial surname qualification, and relocate company names from the address into a fixed company field. Cortex can also append Matchit's quality scores for name, address, and email to help screen for inconsistent, incomplete, or garbage data. We hoped you found this demo of Cortex interesting. Of course, the Matchit engine is available for integrated deployments as well, both batch and interactive. For more information, please visit our website and click on the products menu.